Joining us now, Peter Scott from the Henley organization. And Peter, 8 weeks from now is supposed to be the Royal Canadian Henley Regatta.
Yes, we made a release yesterday, or a media release on June 1st, and decided that for the safety of the residents and volunteers and for our athletes that we unfortunately had to cancel the 139th Royal Canadian Henley Regatta this year.
Why June 1st as the day to announce that?
It was an eight-week window with regards to making the announcement. We held off for as long as we could doing change in government restrictions and legislation with regards to COVID-19. We just thought that eight-week window would be a good window just to pull the plug on the regatta, to give it a date.
With border closures and travel restricted, it made it nearly impossible.
Slam dunk. I mean, we've got it's 2,700 participants in the regatta, and 80% of them are coming from the United States of America, and it is an international regatta. Canadian Championships, even the provincial borders are closed, and Quebec isn't going to get on the water till the end of April, so it's tough to hold a Canadian Championships when crews are just getting back on the water this Saturday, and some of them are already on the water based on small groups of 5, and they're only in their singles right now, so they're really not they're not training to race, they're just training for technique right now.
How much money does the Henley Regatta usually bring into the city of St. Catharines and the Niagara region, and where are we going to make up that money?
Obviously, that would be coming from the tourism group. The hotels obviously would be booked for the entire week. Rent-a-cars, hotels, restaurants, millions of dollars economic impact. I don't know how we're going to make that up. I think just like everything else, we're just going to have to sweep it under and move forward till next year for sure.
Peter, I understand at one point you were actually considering holding a Canada-only event.
We had looked at a number of avenues with regards to what we could and what we couldn't do with regards to the border crossing. Obviously, is a big issue. That having a Canada-only event, it would have been only singles. We worked so hard for this regatta over the years to become an international event and increase in our membership. We just thought that we just couldn't just water it down. It wouldn't do justice for the regatta and all that we worked for in the past.
What does this mean for the future of rowing in Canada, in Ontario? I would imagine that you consulted Canada Rowing and Ontario Rowing in making this decision, and some of the other provinces as well.
So part of the Henley Commission, we've got 2 members from representing Rowing Canada, and we've got 2 representatives from CH, which actually oversees the operations. I think it's a large impact. I mean, we generate $250,000 in entry fees, and we're a nonprofit organization, so all that goes right back into rowing and facilities here in Canada. It's just the impact that would be immediately felt would be, the U15, the 14-year-old kids that have been waking up, January and February every morning to go into the schools and train. And, with the spring schoolboy regatta, CSSRA canceled in the spring, the kids haven't got a chance to even get on the water yet, let alone race. And I just hope, they come together and they realize how wonderful this sport is, and we'll be here for them next year. And just to stay strong, try to get on the water and continue on. And, it's just all that training is money in the bank, and you can cash that out at next year's Henley or next year's CSSRA championships as well. So just hang in there. It's a tough haul. We're all taking it on the chin here. And it's just part of life, part of growing up, and the ups and the bads of the whole thing, right? So.
Well, thanks for your time, Peter. I know it was a very difficult decision to make to cancel both the CSSRA championships this weekend and, of course, the Royal Canadian Henley Regatta in August. Thanks again.
Thank you very much for having me.